My teen gave 2 weeks notice to go start uni, got fired on the spot. So my 18Y daughter was working at a juice store that rhymes with oyster mousse here in Canada. She gave her 2 weeks notice to go back to school, and instead of keeping her on and training someone else up, they fired her. In this economy, sadly, she loved this job. She'd come home and would tell me about drawing cats on little kids' cups to make them smile. I remember back in the 90s when I gave notice at my gas station job to go to uni. They congratulated me and asked questions about what I was taking and if I'd like to work over my breaks. How short-sighted are store owners these days when they can't find staff and then treat them like dirt? Well, I guess they're teaching their staff to not give any courtesy notice. The idiots. Edit. My kid commented below. I'm reproducing it here as it's impossible to find any comment now. Sorry, I cannot answer all they've blown up. I'm the kid. My mom told me it was blowing up. I thought that was pretty cool, so I decided to say some things. First of all, I want to say thank you. While it does suck, I really did enjoy my time at UGHHH Oyster Mousse. Especially drawing cats on kids' cups. TBH, they weren't very good, but I had this little 3-year-old girl who always asked for them, so it was pretty lovely. Don't worry. I've told my coworkers what a cat cup means. She will get her little cat cups. I see a lot of people talking about how I learned a valuable lesson, but TBH, I will still continue giving 2 weeks. Not for the company, but for my coworkers. They are my friends. Thank you all for the well wishes, and I am going to have a lovely time in university. And keep drawing cats OFC. Edit 2. She's not eligible for unemployment, as it was a part-time summer job. Not enough hours. Also, I know oyster doesn't rhyme with booster. Thank you. Mousse does rhyme with juice. Though, I can't keep up with the comments, but thanks to everyone. We've had a lot of fun with turning this situation into a common learning experience. Hope you all have a lovely day. Edit 3. I take it back. Booster rhymes with oyster. https www.rhymezone.com/r/rhyme.cgi. Word equals oyster and type of rhyme equals adv and lock equals advlink. They are really shooting themselves in the foot. I may be out of touch, but it used to be that employees that left for college would often return during breaks and summers, which was a huge benefit for companies, additional staff during holidays, without needing to retrain brand new staff. So not only are they teaching staff to not give notice, but they are also creating discontent in a potential pool of people that might have returned if asked. Firing her on the spot makes no sense. It makes them short-staffed, and it's not like a juice store has any major trade secrets they're trying to protect. People love to talk about how entitled workers are, but how entitled as an owner do you have to be to think you can just snap your fingers and have magically created replacements for your staff, instead of having to train incoming team members with your outgoing staff? So weird. Worked at Sears in 2009 and put in my 2 weeks for uni, and everyone decorated my locker and bought me lunch. Those 2 weeks were a breeze, and they made sure to tell me I could come back and work summers. Insane to do that to a good employee. I'm in the US, but my restaurant specifically does our schedules around when university classes start and end. We have 2 in our city, because they know people constantly come and go. As long as you're a good worker, you're always welcome to come back on breaks or pick up shifts if you're in town for a few days. It makes staffing way easier. They may owe her pay in lieu of notice. Have her call the Ministry of Labor. A decade ago, my sister turned in her notice to go away for school when she worked at Dunkin' Donuts. Instead of being a sour puss, The store owner gave her a cash bonus and wished her the best of luck. I DK how much it was, but it made her cry. Same here when I left my job at Wendy's to go to college. First thing they said was congratulations. Good luck. When's your last day? In this restaurant I had stiffed them multiple times on short notice to take on short-term hire paying gigs. They never took me off payroll even if I'd be gone for a few months. When I finally got a full-time gig at the cement plant, I'd work the occasional evening at Wendy's when they were short. The cement plant was also excited I was going to college, and made sure to give me overnight weekend so I could get time and half or double time, to make sure I had more money to go to school with. This happened to me once. Though US and I was leaving for a different job, boss fired me on the spot and wouldn't even let me tell my coworkers what I had been working on so they could take over. I wasn't allowed to even wave goodbye to them. He ended up having his insurance agency shut down for fraud. The universe has ways. Fuck you, Terry. When I was in college, I was hospitalized for appendicitis. The grocery store I was working at over the summer was unsympathetic. I had to take 2 weeks to recover. But since they couldn't fire me for being sick, they just ignored my calls for the rest of the summer until I would have had to quit anyway. Your daughter just learned a valuable lesson not taught in university. Unfortunately, most companies do not care about you as an employee. This is why I always shake my head when I see employers complain that employees have no work ethic or loyalty. Businesses largely abandoned any kind of loyalty and fair treatment for their employees decades ago. Employers treat their workers like they're disposable and then act shocked that those workers treat the job like it's disposable. Apply for unemployment. I was under the impression that everything in Canada rhymes with oyster moose, confirm or deny. It is quite possible the manager who fired her resents that your daughter has opportunities for university and white-collar jobs that the manager does not. This is why I advise my kids that rarely should they let their employer know why they are resigning, and never tell them to what company they are going. I've seen the losing manager call the gaining manager out of spite to screw up the new employment opportunity. Yeah, I don't think many people nowadays do that. This happens nearly every time. What rhymes with oyster? Moister juice? Let's boycott oyster mousse! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Same thing happened to me at my first job. When I was 16. Gave notice because of AP exams right before spring break, and was let go on the spot, which meant no job during spring break. Our boomer parents, I'm now 33, told us to give notice. That was my first lesson that I was gonna have it way harder than they did. I had this happen to me when I worked at a warehouse job over the summer. Wasn't particularly a fan of it, but it paid well and I had to admit it gave me what I needed during the first year of COVID. I handed in my fall schedule for university since I was going back, and they didn't even directly fire me. I just noticed that they stopped scheduling me shifts. No phone call. No mention at my shifts prior. Nothing. I went to contact the main scheduler in person and even she was really confused about it. I tried for 3 weeks to contact my supervisor and only then did I get the message that they decided to go in a different direction and fire me.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.